Hi guys, welcome back to our kitchen. I am Trish, and today we're going to be making Sabbath lunch. I'm not sure how much we'll be able to fit into 10 minutes because that's how long I want this video to be, but we're going to try our best to fit everything in 10 minutes. If this is your first time viewing, thank you for joining. Join the family, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and remember to give a thumbs up at the end of the video. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for returning again. And we hope that at the end of the video, you would have gained something or even get to know us as the dyers. All right, let's get right into it. There's a couple of things that we have to harvest on the outside, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. So hang tight. We're going to grab some stuff on the outside. All right, bye. Okay, so we harvested a cabbage. We need to get a couple of herbs. We need some thyme. And guys, I'm going to have to wash everything because it's so, the pollen is so thick on everything here. We're gonna have to wash everything. Get some sage. We're making a savory mac and cheese. Need some rosemary too for this savory mac and cheese. We're also gonna harvest some of this red leaf lettuce for our salad, but everybody knows how to make salad, so we're not gonna include that in our video. There you are. So today we're trying to make some mac and cheese. Well, actually an alternative to mac and cheese, and some steamed cabbage, and what else, guys? And some tofu. And actually we're going to be trying this fava bean tofu for the very first time, so we'll let you know how that turns out. So first I'm going to chop and prepare everything for my steamed cabbage. We're going to be steaming it in our Instant Pot. All right, so hang tight. Okay, guys, so pretty much for our steamed cabbage, we're literally going to steam it. So we're just going to layer in our vegetables into our Instant Pot. It literally takes 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to putting in my herbs, some celery, some onion, pretty much just layering in everything. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of water. You have to have water. I do prefer vegetable stock, but I don't have any at this time, so it really does need it though, because these vegetables are very flavorful. So I'm gonna stock everything and then come back. Okay, and the last thing I'm gonna sprinkle on is a little bit of organic adobo. And organic adobo has no salt, just a bunch of herbs, so you still want to add a little salt to your cabbage. And then I'm going to pour in, because it's an Instant Pot, it needs a little bit of water. I'm going to pour in approximately 1 cup of water. Half a cup should do, but I don't want the alarm to go off to say that, you know, it's burning. And then I'm going to put her on pressure for literally 5 minutes, and off she goes. Okay guys, so we're on to the mac and cheese now. So we're pretty much just gonna dump everything into the blender. We'll be putting everything in the description box below in the measurements of everything. So we're gonna start with our cashew. And Mama is helping me out here. We have 1.5 cups of raw cashew. And about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Freshly squeezed lemon juice, preferably.
Some lemon juice.
Half a cup of nutritional yeast to give it that cheesy flavor. Now we have a mixture of garlic and onion powder, 1 teaspoon each respectively. A 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. And I think this is 1.5, let me make sure. Yeah, and 1.5 teaspoon of pink salt. Go ahead, Mama. There we go. So now we're going to be using our elbow garbanzo pasta. I prefer this because it has a decent amount of protein. So we're going to be using 1.5 boxes of this. Okay, so the last thing we're going to put in is our water. And I think this is about 1.5 cups of water and 1 bay leaf.
1 little bay leaf.
Mm-hmm. And we're just gonna blend everything until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so we're gonna pour in our, sorry for the steam, guys, a box and a half of garbanzo pasta. And who's gonna watch this and make sure that it doesn't stick? I'm gonna give it one stir because this stuff sticks to the bottom real easily. So we're just gonna stir it, add a little bit of salt and some oil. Okay, so we're adding a little salt and a little bit of oil. One stir, and that water is boiling, so we're gonna leave it, and it cooks in about 7 minutes. Okay guys, so this thing is telling me that it's all done. So this is our cabbage all done, and it's nicely steamed perfectly. So what we're gonna do is just add some oil to it in our container. Allow it to cool. So we're just gonna put our olive oil in our serving container. Careful of the steam, honey. Okay, I think you got it all. All right, nice. And just gonna put some olive oil on, just to seal in that moisture. Actually prefer putting the olive oil on this way than cooking with it. That's the beauty of working with the instant pot. All right, and you don't want to stir it too much right away because everything is so nice and soft. All right, okay, so we're gonna pour off our pasta. We're gonna pour our pasta into our container. Go on. And then we're gonna add our chopped herbs, which is sage. Do we have rosemary in there? Yeah, rosemary and thyme, making it nice and savory. Okay, so now we're adding our cashew sauce. Scrape everything out of there. Sure you get all of that goodness. It looks watery now, guys, but when it bakes up, it is divine. Perfect alternative to mac and cheese. I mean, this sauce, I could use it as a dipping sauce as it is. Let me give it a few mummy stirs. All right. Let's stir from the center in. And it's a good idea to kind of spray this container because it's cashew. Sometimes it sticks to the container, but I don't really mind, and we forgot, but you can spray it. All right, so you sprinkle on your paprika now, whatever, how much we have left of it. All right, so we're just sprinkling on. We're almost out of it, guys. So, but you put on as much as you like, but I think we have just enough for this. All right, good job, good job. All right, we're gonna stick this in the oven. You could also sprinkle on a little breadcrumbs if you want to, a little real cheese if you want to, but we're not gonna do anything. It's fine just the way it is for us. And yeah, so it's gonna go in the oven for 30 minutes on 325. All right, go on, you take your time. All right. Okay, guys, so the next thing on our list is our tofu, but we're trying soy-free tofu, and this is made from fava beans. Yeah, and we're gonna throw in some tempeh. Now, tempeh is an acquired taste. I think it takes the flavor of whatever you mix it with, but it's so good for your gut that I cannot just pass it up in the grocery store. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these into bite-sized pieces and season them really well and fry them in the air fryer. Okay, so we've noticed, just like tofu, you have to press some of the water out of it, guys. So David's gonna press some of the water. This is our makeshift press, just a clean kitchen towel. Gently pressing on it. Okay, so we're dicing up our block here into cubes, pretty much. Perfect. Watch your fingers, Bobby. Okay. Very good. Now we're gonna season it up with some fresh rosemary and some organic adobo, which is pretty much a bunch of herbs. It has no salt, so we're gonna have to add salt to it. Oh, Daddy to the rescue. So now we're chopping up some tempeh, bite-sized pieces, and we're gonna give David a break so he can rest his arms. Bite-sized pieces again. Okay guys, so we have everything here in bite sizes. Just gonna sprinkle on some organic adobo, a little bit of salt. Go ahead with your garlic and onion powder, chunka. Garlic powder, onion powder, a dash of coconut aminos, freshly chopped rosemary, and freshly grated ginger. We're just gonna massage that on with a little bit of olive oil because we're gonna put it in the air fryer. A little bit of, that's it, that's good. And we're just gonna go in gently, guys, and massage gently because this fava tofu, this is just like the regular tofu. It breaks apart easily. Put that ginger in there. So we just massage it gently. Thank you for holding that for me. And the next time you see us, it should be in the oven, getting air fried. Okay guys, so she's all seasoned up now and ready to go into the air fryer. So we're gonna stick her in the air fryer for about, I'd say, what do we usually do? 30 minutes on 350. And then when she's all done, we'll come back and show it to you. And she's off. And here's our mac and cheese, guys, all out the oven. Still nice and bubbly. Isn't she lovely? All right, so we're gonna put her away to cool while we finish up on our tofu. Okay guys, so we're gonna make a quick gravy. We have about a half of a red onion in here and a half of a celery stick chopped. Gonna put it in here. Okay, we're gonna put a little salt on this just to help the onions to sweat. Gravy is what we're making here, guys. We're gonna allow it to caramelize just a little bit and then we'll come back. 1 bay leaf going in. Okay, now everything has caramelized. I'm gonna add some hot water. Gravy is what we're making here, guys. That should be enough. We're gonna let this reduce all the way down and then we'll come back. Okay guys, so our gravy has reduced somewhat and I did taste it. You have to taste and make sure it tastes the way you want it to taste. So we're gonna add some barbecue jerk seasoning. You wanna show us the picture? Yeah, got barbecue jerk seasoning. Now this has 8 grams of sugar per 2 tablespoons of the sauce. So go ahead and add 2 tablespoons for us. And this is just for flavor. You can add flour if you want to use to thicken this. We're not gonna use any flour to thicken this. We just want the flavor on here. Okay. Here we have about a tablespoon of kamut flour that's been freshly ground and about 2 tablespoons of water, and this is gonna thicken our gravy enough. This flour doesn't have a lot of gluten, so it's not gonna be really thick, but thick enough to go onto our tofu. You could also use cornstarch if you want, but I don't use cornstarch. I usually use arrowroot powder and I don't have any. So I'm just gonna cook this until it thickens a little bit more. So here we have our soy-free tofu and tempeh all nicely fried in the air fryer. We're gonna dump her in here. Oh, you lost one. That's all right. Usually I like to serve the gravy on the side, but we're just gonna pour it on to let all that flavor sit in overnight. So here's our finished dish, guys. We have a little bit of gravy on the bottom, but it's moist enough. Plus we have cabbage and all of that. But I went ahead and I tasted the soy-free tofu, which is made from fava beans, and it's really delicious. It really tastes like tofu. So it's gonna suck up all this flavor, and it will be good. Okay, guys. So the first thing we're gonna do is turn our milk into some buttermilk, and that's by adding about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm gonna set that aside so it curdle. You can use pretty much any milk you like. I'm using some cow's milk here, grass fed, so I'm gonna set it aside and allow it to curdle. Okay, and the next thing I'm gonna do is add the zest from one large lemon into my flour. And this is going to allow my lemon zest to get coated with the flour so it won't, sink to the bottom of my my mixture. Okay, guys, we're going to add about, recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of coconut oil. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and then 1 cup of sugar, and then my milk. I'm gonna add a teaspoon. We're gonna add a teaspoon of almond extract. Let's add 2 because we really like almond extract. All right, there we go. And then we're gonna stir. Gonna mix out our sugar till it's all gone. This is when you'd add your egg substitute, but I'm not adding any egg substitute today or any eggs. Gonna mix until it's all gone. Okay, to our dry ingredients, we're gonna have a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, and then a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and we're gonna mix this together. So this is this flour is like kamut flour. I can't remember the name of it now. It's called Caucasian or something like that. Caucasian, yeah. But it behaves just like kamut if you're used to kamut. It doesn't have a lot of gluten, so if you want your pastry to be nice and fluffy, you probably want to add a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit on the dense side using these flours. So now we're going to fold in our flour a little bit at a time. Go ahead, Chunka, pour nicely. Now this flour doesn't have a lot of gluten, like I say, so it's kind of hard to over mix it. Kind of behaves like cornmeal. So this actually reminds me of corn muffins that we're gonna make. We're making almond lemon muffins, guys. This looks like it's gonna need a little bit more flour, Chunka. Look in the refrigerator, I think we have a little extra in there. Okay, guys, one trick about freshly ground flour is that sometimes you want to let it sit aside for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, give it some time to absorb the liquid. And so that's what's going on here. And so now it's ready to be poured into the, and we're gonna use our 1/4 cup measuring spoon to scoop it into our little cupcake thingies. So we're gonna go ahead and start filling these up, and then we'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay, guys, so we're gonna bake this at 350 for 35 minutes. Okay, guys, so the muffins are all done. I'll take them over here for you. Ooh, they look nice. And all right, guys, so typically I would not have these muffins with my food. I would wait a couple of hours after, because you'd have to be counting the carbs in these, right, with your meal if you're counting carbs, which we pretty much should be as vegetarians. But what I do a couple of hours later, I'll have it with some cottage cheese and a drizzle of honey, and they are very good that way. But as you can see, they're dense, right? And that's just the nature of the flour that you're working with. Less gluten, freshly ground, healthier choice, I believe. But the lemon and the almond just makes a difference in this treat. And so I'm going to show you all the spread now. Okay, guys, so here is everything. This is our tofu and tempeh. As you can see, it's nice and moist. The smell is just delicious. It has a little bit of gravy on the bottom, but I'm not worried about it because the cabbage is moist. And here's our mac and cheese, steamed cabbage with carrots, and our muffins. Okay, guys, so I made a little sample plate because, as you know, like I said, it's for Sabbath. So But here it is. Here's the finished dish. We have our steamed cabbage. And somebody's already armed with a fork for this sample plate. Our mac and cheese and our little medley over here. Until the next video, guys, continue to have a wonderful week. I hope that this was interesting. I hope you got to know us, how we eat. And yeah, remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that when a video comes out, you'll be notified. Walk good. Bye. Okay, guys, so I thought it would only be fair for me to cut into one of these muffins so you can see what they really look like. Like I said, they are, what's the name of the flower now? Carnation berry flowers, and they're freshly ground. The flowers freshly ground, and you saw me bake them. So I'm just going to cut into it so you can see what they look like on the inside, because they are just so delicious, you guys. So here it is, a close-up of it. So delicious, and you can see why it's so important to put a lot of that lemon zest in it, because can you see the yellow? That's the lemon zest that's going all throughout it, and that creates a flavor that is just out of this world with the almond essence and everything. So yeah, I just thought it would be fair for you to see what it looks like. Dense but very delicious. Alrighty, guys.